Nestor, you're the last guy for the interview, and you're one of the only ones we did right after floating. So I'm hoping you're feeling pretty good. Thanks a lot for participating in this program we did with the veterans and putting it together and getting a group of guys to volunteer for doing this. We really appreciate it. Just a few questions. I know we didn't have a chance to interview you before you went in, but we brought up some sleep issues and pain issues with the other guys on how this might affect them, and just your feedback on how it might have affected you with sleep issues or pain issues within the last month with doing these floats.
Yeah. So I guess you want me just to start.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd like to start like what I guess from 1 to 4 or 5 that I've kind of benefits that I've received. First, it's my sleep. I'm sleeping a lot better. I used to take up to 2 hours to fall asleep. Now it's back to normal within 10 minutes. I'm asleep. And in addition to that, I am remembering dreams now. My dreams are a little bit more vivid. Whereas, before this session, I didn't remember any dreams, and that was very common for me. I don't know what that means, but I definitely enjoy that part. Um, Also, I've had back pain since I've gotten out of the military. I have arthritis in my lower back. That's also gotten a lot better, just pain-wise. I'm able to walk around more. I actually got a temporary job, and I was able to kind of work, in 8-hour shift with no problem. I also feel just a lot more positive, just in general. I feel like I'm able to think a little clearer, and I just don't get stressed out as easy. So
Good.
that's the gist of it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and good with the feeling better. Now you'll get me sidetracked. I'll start rambling with the dreaming. Have you ever been a lucid dreamer? Are you familiar with lucid dreaming, where you know what your dreams are and where you're at in them?
Yeah, so that's only happened maybe twice in my lifetime,
Right.
and they were
But
years
you
apart.
experienced it before?
I have, yes. I wouldn't say that my dreams have been lucid. They've
Right.
just been more vivid.
Right.
So I remember them longer, and they're very pleasant for the most part. And so, peaceful dreams, not really anything stressed. But I wouldn't say them as I wouldn't describe them as lucid, just more
Right.
vivid.
Yeah, no, it was kind of a sidetracked issue with you bringing that up. I just thought I would ask. So with the stress stuff with this, and that's one of the things we asked the other guys going in with ways everybody deals with stress. They have to, otherwise you'll go nuts. So as far as the floating and getting in that zone when you're in the tank, were you able to you kind of mentioned that a little bit with feeling less stressful or anxious or whatnot. Were you able to bring that, like, to recall mentally that feeling while you're in there outside in your daily life or in your regular day-to-day stuff?
Um,
Like, to mentally put your self back in that state.
Oh, well, like the
Right,
tank state.
right,
I have maybe sometimes for a few minutes while I lay down, and right before I fall asleep, it kind of mimics that moment, floating. I definitely do think a lot about it, and I think just thinking about it, about my experience there, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it sounds like. I know there's no sound, but I'm able to get back into that zone. So, I might be driving, or usually I'm sitting down, and I'll think about it for a few seconds, and it's a pleasant feeling.
right. I mean, and mentally bring yourself back there with the calming effect or whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah, cool. So this will be the last question, and then we'll wrap it up. I know it's late. Uh, so as far as, and I asked these other guys, any preconceived conceptions you had would the stuff I might have told you before you float, or anything that you heard about floating, uh, with the actual reality of doing it. Uh, I, we know there's no other environment on the planet like it being in there. But were there things that like were unexpected to you, or expected, or kind of whatnot? I don't know what I'm trying to get at.
You know,
And in regards to that too, anything we could do here to make it a more pleasant experience.
for sure. I'll answer, I guess, the first question first. I think the idea I had of it, I just it's so foreign. I think for people that even listen to it and haven't done it, it's something that I often say you can't really explain. You just have to do it. But I wouldn't describe it as like being in a pitch black uh, room or anything like that. It's more than that. It's kind of like being awake in your dream. So yeah, again, it mimics that lucid dreaming, where I know that I am awake, but I just don't know how awake I am, if it makes sense.
Right.
So it's all mental for me. So my experience is I'm able to kind of think thoughts clearly, and they come and go. So it might be something where it's a feeling more of a dream, and then I'll maybe 10 minutes stay in that, and I'll snap back, and then I'll control my breathing, and then my mind will go again into another kind of dream state, and it'll snap back. And so by the time it's over, it's very relaxing, and it to me, it never felt longer than 20-30 minutes. Even this last session for 90 minutes, it literally felt like I was in there for 30 minutes. uh, what you can do better, it's hard to say, right? I enjoyed every experience that I had here, every float session. I definitely would recommend anybody that's trying it to ask questions. Any questions that they have. I had no issues with the darkness, or I'm not claustrophobic. But I really did enjoy when I got the hydro massage before the session. I think that for me worked wonders, and it definitely amplified the effect of the tank.
All right,
Yes.
as far as maybe relaxing you before you got in there. All right, very good. And again, we appreciate you doing this for us, and we hope we've been of some service for you, and hopefully this has impacted you in a positive way. And we look forward to having you float again.
Well, thank you.
Thanks again to you and all the guys for participating.
Absolutely. Thanks.